Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Wednesday, and what do we do every Wednesday? Budget Meals Wednesday. That means you're putting a meal together for $5 or less. Now, that may seem impossible with everything going up, but oh no, it's possible. You can still do it. You find what's on sale, you pick it up and try to make a meal out of it. You have leftovers, you put a second meal or a third meal out of those leftovers. Reuse, repurpose as much as you can what you've already cooked to make the next meal a little cheaper and no waste. And grow a little garden. I'm going to share a couple things I picked from my garden to make my meals in budget and make them not cost that much. This is an open collab. Anyone can join in any Wednesday. You can cook anything you want. It can be a main dish. It can be a salad. It can be soup. It can be a dessert. It can be anything you want. It even can be something frozen that you found a great buy to make a wonderful meal out of. Anything you want to share. And it can go up anytime on Wednesday. Please check out the playlist. And don't forget the hashtag for this is hashtag budget meals under $5. Oh yeah, and it's a lot of fun once you get in the habit of doing it. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. When I started, it was a struggle. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But I'm telling you, I'm getting pretty good at making budget meals. I'm getting pretty good at getting out there and picking something from my garden to add to what I'm making to help costs bring down. We can do a lot. We just need to think a little bit out of the box. So let's go see what Grandma did today. I think you're going to be amazed at what I did. And I made a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. Oh yeah. Each one of these meals was under $5. And one of them was way under $5. You'll be shocked how little I spent. Well, let's go see what Grandma did. Well, I'm going out here and picking a few strawberries, and we're going to have this with our breakfast this morning. Going to make some French toast with some strawberry slices. And the strawberries are going to be from the garden. And as you can see, I have a lot more strawberries. Going to be ripening up pretty soon. Here we go. We're making our quick, easy breakfast, and it's going to be done in a budget. Very inexpensive. We have our eggs ready to whip up, and I'm going to add a little milk, and we are going to dip our bread into it, and I got the bread for $2.50 a loaf, so this is going to be a really budget friendly. The eggs were not that much either, and we're going to use a little bit of butter in the fry pan, and we're adding just a little bit of milk to the egg. So I think we can get 2 breakfasts for about $1.50. And the fruit I'm using I already had, and I picked it from my garden. Added just a little bit of milk to this, and now I'm going to whip it all up together. Our eggs are all whipped up, and I thought they turned out pretty good. Now, another thing I wanted to mention was this syrup. This is Log Cabin, 90% fewer calories, sugar-free, and this one I give a 10. I think this is the best sugar-free syrup I've had. So you guys, if you're trying to stay on a diet, or if you're like me, you have diabetes, this is a really good syrup to use. Give it a try. I preheated my pan for this would go really quick. When I was whipping up my egg mixture, my pan was already warming up. So this went quick and easy. Put a little bit of butter in here and put my French toast in the pan. As you can see, it's cooking very quickly. And let's see if I can turn it over and hold the tablet at the same time. You know, Grandma, I love quick and easy videos. Quick and easy cooking to do. As you saw, this took no time at all. And we can go ahead and get two more slices of bread ready with some more French toast for my husband. But oh my gosh, doesn't this look good? This is a very inexpensive breakfast, and it's going to turn out wonderful. And as you can see, there is no egg wash left for my French toast. 1 egg and some milk per 2 slices of toast. I cooked 6 slices altogether, 3 eggs and some milk. Perfect ratio. We left no waste. Here's 2 slices of my French toast and my fresh strawberries from the garden. And now we're going to add a little syrup over it and start eating. It's time for some great eating. Yummy, yummy for my tummy. Sliced up and ready to eat. Doesn't that look good? Let's see if Grandma can get a piece here. It's got some strawberries, some syrup, and you can see it's still hot and steaming. That is so good. And that syrup is wonderful. Now, it's not overly sweet, but you know, that's the way I like it. It's up to what you like. Now, if you want something super sweet syrup, I wouldn't buy it. But if you want something that's just yummy and wonderful, this is definitely a great syrup for me. So good. And quick and easy to make. This didn't take any time at all. You wouldn't even get at McDonald's anything half as good as this, number one. Number two, it would have cost you probably 5 times as much money. And it wouldn't have been steaming hot when you started eating it either. Perfect, perfect, perfect breakfast. And very budget friendly. And the best part of it all, you just used a few eggs, a little bit of butter, and a little syrup, and a couple of fresh strawberries from the garden, or you could not even have the strawberries. Quick, easy breakfast, and I was lucky to get 2 loaves of bread this week for $2.50 per loaf. $5 for 2 loaves. So that's why we had so much bread this week, and sandwiches and French toast. But they were all budget-friendly meals. Just look around for the sales at your local grocery store and try different things. You could even get a different taste if you use different breads, different flavors. This was Wonder Bread because it was on special. So, just giving you some tips on what you can do to put those budget meals together. Quick, easy, and inexpensive. And as you see, I polished it all off. It was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Well, now let's see what we're having for lunch today. This is a budget-friendly week. Now we're going to pick some lettuce from the garden for our sandwiches. Grandma's trying to get as many different things from the garden for her meal today. I'm going to make 2 ham sandwiches, and the ham is from Honey Bake. And if you went and bought some ham sandwich at Honey Bake, you'd be paying a lot of money. And even though I bought the ham from them, this is going to stretch way out, and the bread I'm using is something that was not that expensive. And then we got the lettuce from the garden, so there was no cost for that. And we're just going to put a little Miracle Whip and mustard on this sandwich. And I put some Miracle Whip on here. You could have used mayonnaise, and I'm going to even out this mustard. I just wanted you to see there was Miracle Whip and mustard on the same piece of bread. And then we'll put our lettuce on, and we're ready to go. I've evened out our mustard, and my lettuce is on my ham. And we still have enough lettuce still left for a second sandwich for my husband. And there's plenty of ham also. And the 2 sandwiches and the chips and the bread and the ham and everything else that you see here was under $5 for 2 lunches. One for my husband and one for me. And we had honey baked ham on that sandwich because I bought the honey baked ham at the honey baked location, and I don't need to make tons and tons of meat on one sandwich. This is plenty. I used 2 thin slices for this one sandwich, and so that was 4 slices for 2 sandwiches, and there's still plenty of meat left to make much more. In fact, we're probably going to have to start freezing it because I don't want it to go bad. And we just used a little bit of a handful of chips. We don't need a lot. And we're going to have water to drink, so there was no expense for our drink. I think we did pretty good for lunch today. Now this is leftover bean soup from the other day. We're going to just add 1 new ingredient and flavor it up a little bit more, and it's going to look a little different and taste a little different. Grandma loves using leftovers and not wasting a lot of food. And we can do a lot by just changing one little thing. So I'm using 1 small 8-ounce can of tomato sauce to change the taste of that soup. We're going to add a couple cups of water also to thin it out. And we are going to have something that tastes a little different, and I spent under $1 to revamp something I already had by using my leftovers. I have lemon pepper, my favorite seasoning, garlic, herb, and black pepper and sea salt, and some Italian seasoning. Sorry about all the glare. But these are my 3 seasonings I always use, and we added more to that soup. I added 3 cups of, I shouldn't say 3 cups, 3 cans of water in this soup to thin it out, and the tomato sauce. I added my 3 favorite seasonings. As you can see, one's there, and one's there. And we're going to stir it all in and blend it together. And you can see it's already starting to warm up and bubble. Doesn't that look good? And we only spent under $1 to change up this soup we already had. Instead of throwing it out or getting tired of it, we can eat it today, and then we can put it in some smaller containers and eat it again next week. And then it'll be a free meal. And here's our dinner. How much did I spend for this? Well, I'm sure there's at least 4 bowls of soup in that pan, and we spent under $1 for 1 can of tomato sauce. And we added some seasonings. So maybe we spent 20 cents or a quarter for this bowl of soup because it was made from leftovers. We did pretty good for a whole day of cooking and 3 meals. What do you think? Don't throw those leftovers out. Think of something you can do, adding more flavor and something new and different to them, just by adding a can of tomato sauce and a little more seasonings. We had dinner.